Hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Saturday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Welcome. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Jenny, how are you? Welcome. Good to see you. I think I titled Salam. Yes. Is that Jacqueline there? Jacqueline, was that you? Drop a comment. I don't know if I saw that correctly. So welcome, PK. What is happening? You guys are gonna love this one. As you're joining me live, either you gotta make a comment or say something or drop some hearts so I know you're here. Yes, Jacqueline, how are you? Welcome. Happy Sunday. So, I think I titled this, I don't remember what I titled this now. I don't remember. But what I do remember is the subject, what I'm going to talk about. You know, sometimes you've heard the saying. No, this is, does it look like a PJ? No. You've heard the saying that you can either see the world with flowers that have all kinds of thorns, or you could see the world as flowers with a few thorns, right? So you can see flowers with thorns or thorns with flowers, right? You've heard this before, I'm pretty sure. But what I'm gonna talk about is not the external. Let me share this thought with you. What if you had a thorn on your, let's say, shoulder that touched a nerve, okay? And this nerve, every time you touch that thorn, it just drives this pain up and down your body. Anything that would touch it, anything that would come close to it, it gives you that nervousness, if you would, right? So probably safe to say that you would be careful when you go out. If you go for a hike or a run or a jog, you're careful. Nobody touches your shoulder. If you go like to the gym, you're careful. You don't bump into anybody if you're going on a crowd. If you go to bed, you're kind of worried. You don't sleep on that side. You sleep on this side, right? Hi, Alhamjun. How are you? Welcome. Good to see you. So if you have that thorn that is on your shoulder and is going through your nerves, you're going to do everything in your power to kind of protect that, right? To kind of just not have anything come close to it. Now imagine if you were to live life like that. Imagine if you had this thorn, and imagine every time you wanted to go out, every time you wanted to sleep, every time you wanted to go work, every time you wanted to go work out, every time you wanted to go to a concert or a movie or just a walk, all your focus would be on this thorn. Because why? Because it hurts. Anything that comes close to it and touches it, it hurts. What happens? It just hits that nerve and just drives this pain up and down your entire body. So naturally, you're going to do everything you can to avoid that, right? Okay. Let's say eventually you're going to get tired of this whole thing because now you can't do anything. You kind of limited. So you try to maybe like build something around it. Right? You build something around it so you kind of like cool. You're like, now I'm kind of safe. It doesn't matter if somebody bumps into me or not because I know I'm protected. At least I got this thing over it, right? And you go around life with this whole thing around your shoulder because you just want to be protected, right? Well, then what happens? T-Money, what's up? And then what happens is, let's say down the road, let's say you meet somebody and let's say you fall in love and kind of you want to get intimate and you want to get close to that person. Now you got this whole thing on your shoulder and it's kind of, hard to be intimate with somebody. Why? Because you got this thorn and you're so careful, just doesn't hit it, right? T-Money, I love it. So it doesn't, so you're very careful in protecting this thorn. Ksenia, how are you? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. I don't know how many people are still on. That's the thing, but I feel like there's a few of you on. So comment so I know you're here. So you're protecting this thorn against this nerve, if you would, right? Let me ask you this. How good of a quality of life is that? How good of a quality of life is that? Not very good, right? Because you're going around, Alham June, I see you, you have T-Money, Jenny. So you're going to go around feeling like, hey, you just are extra careful because of this. Now, let me ask you this. When you recognize there's a thorn right here in your shoulder that hits your nerve, that every time it's touched, it literally shoots this pain up and down your body. At that point, you are faced with two choices, and correct me if I'm wrong. You have two choices, and you got to choose between one or two. You can't have kind of half here, half there, right? The first choice is that you recognize that this thorn goes against the nerve and shoots pain up and down your entire body, and it's very annoying and it's disturbing. And the solution would be you recognize that, and the solution is, well, I'll come up with a protective gear around it, and I'll just be very careful all life. Or you can recognize that there's a thorn that goes against your nerve. Every time touch it shoots down this insane pain up and down your entire body. And what you could do, you could actually what? Remove the thorn. Amputate your arm. That's a little extreme, Jacqueline. But we remove the thorn. That's hilarious. You can just remove the thorn. Now, granted, removing that thorn may be painful, may be annoying, may be not comfortable, may be facing new challenges. But that is a one-time thing, that when you remove that thorn, now your shoulder is completely what? Safe and sound. You can be intimate, you can hug, you can go for walks, you can sleep at night not worrying about it. Now, let me share this thought with you. How many of these thorns internally do we carry all day, every day with us? And as soon as somebody says something or touches us the wrong way, it hits a nerve and it shoots a pain throughout our entire body, or we're quickly offended. We are quickly judgmental. It's amazing. I've talked about this concept before, but you have these internal thorns, right? I'm not talking about the external. There's always external stuff, challenges, speed bumps, people throwing you curveballs, all this stuff. Yes, I get it. But we got these internal thorns that we decorate them. We're proud of them. We like to go around showing them off, talking to people about them. Guess what happened to me? Look at my thorn. I'm going through this, B-Money, Brad, what's going on? I'm going through this. This is what's happening to me. I'm the victim. So we decorate these thorns, and we just like kind of proud of having these thorns sticking out of us. So just anybody that just touches us, it's like, oh, right? How many times do we do that? This is where kind of spirituality comes into play, where you're getting to know yourself, you get intimate with yourself, you get to kind of dissect yourself, get to know yourself so that you're okay with you, that you're okay, you're not alone with you, you're not lonely with yourself, you do care for yourself, love yourself, right? So it's important to recognize these thorns and to sit there and evaluate and say, hey, is this an internal one and an external one? Is this something that I'm sensitive, super sensitive about, or something that I need to work on, or something that I need to kind of explore, right? And that's where your faith, yeah, T-Money, that's where your faith, your spirituality can come into play and really, really help you, because these internal thorns are only gonna just limit you in life, right? I mean, imagine if you didn't have this thorn, then you could go for a nice hike, because then you wouldn't worry about brushing against branches. You know what I mean? It's like you would be able to sleep on this side, because you know what? Because you would feel comfortable. You wouldn't have to worry about the pain. But it extends beyond that, right? It's very important to check and evaluate things, and this is kind of I think I may have talked about this before, but there's not a lot of stuff that would offend me. Not a lot. I still have a few things that would offend me, but I'm work in progress, right? But there's not a lot of things that would get like offensive. You know, there's just not a lot. Used to be, like years ago, I used to be offended left and right. I'd be like taking things personal, right? But I'm really working on that. There's not a lot of stuff that I would take like so personal, that would like cripple me. You know what I mean? There's just not a lot. Again, there's a few, working on those, but there's just not a lot. I don't get offended. Like the other day, somebody called me and said, hey, this is how they started the conversation. They said, hey, no offense, but are you Persian? Because if you are, this is what I've heard about you guys. And I just started laughing. You know, I did. I still laugh. So there's not a lot of stuff that would like personally offend me, because I feel like I have removed some of my internal thorns. I've gotten in touch with my Lord. I pray. I read. I constantly catch myself for things. I'm still not very good at certain things, and I'm working on those. But you know, a lot of places I have improved. I've removed those thorns, and I'm asking you to recognize and watch out for those things, and don't just sit there and decorate them and show off to everybody and call a friend and say, by the way, look what happened to me. No. As soon as you verbalize it and give it like as soon as you give it like a life, then it has a life, right? So, oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I appreciate that. Yeah, along, just put them at the cross, you know, at the bottom of the cross. So I appreciate you guys, and I think that's really important, right? To recognize those internal thorns and remove them. Look, some of us have this spirituality and faith that we can rely on that for help. Well, whatever you need to rely on, if it's dirt or universe or, you know, do that. But do start to catch yourself with these internal thorns and remove them. So hopefully with that, hopefully you guys get some love, some inspiration, some value from this. I appreciate you guys. I definitely want to know what you think. Drop your thoughts, your comments, your feedback below. Let this feed grow. Feel like this was worthy of sharing, then do what you got to do. Spread the love, tag a couple people, share it on your wall, you know. And with that, I am Sean Azimi with SideGigSean.com, where I help you look, start, and grow your side business. Signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.